Ooh, hello everybody. It's me. I'm Connell Macbeth. I'm the DM. We play Dungeons and Dragons sometimes. Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm not doing Dr. Terrawat stuff very much anymore, but we are still playing ourselves some D&D. I'm your kind of benevolent DM this evening, Connell Macbeth. We are continuing our game of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, the monster campaign with the A team.
Dungeons and Dragons!
Oh my god, you guys. Wah. But yeah, hello, and thank you for the subscription.
A pleasure.
You nugget, you're adorable.
I
Thank you.
am a nugget.
You are. So let's quickly go down a list of our wonderful players that we have here. These 5 intrepid adventurers that are on this adventure with us through the continent of Imran, the Chronicles of Autometh. We've got, of course, top of the list. We have Cassie D20 Love Chew playing Siaces Blueleaf, our Banshee Bard.
Hello, everybody. It's time. It's boat time.
It's boat time. I'm gonna push this button.
Time.
It's been a while since I pushed that button, and now I wanted to push it. And of course, we've got Spooty Poots playing also streaming on their channel. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Every
So
time.
Spooty Poots, also twitch.tv/Spooty Poots, playing also with us here, playing the. Oh, don't help me with this one. Paladin.
Yes.
UNT.
Yes.
Abomination.
Yes.
Paladin. There we go. I got it.
UNT Abomination Paladin Oath of Conquest.
Got it. And of course, we've got Casey coming in here with us as well, the Killing Chick, playing Floop, our Grung Druid.
Sophismus. Wow.
What time to be alive?
What a time to be alive.
What kind of surface moss? What kind of surface moss?
What kind though?
Where's it from?
All of them. All of them.
Many.
From the
I'm
surface.
collecting. I'm
Various.
gonna collect all of the surface moss for my cousins and the creepy moss lady at the shop of her village.
Oh yeah, the creepy moss lady.
Says the DM.
Yeah, I was look, I make up fucking characters. Like, I have infinite crazy currency, and I use that to DM mostly. I don't remember half of the insane things I come up with or say in the
That's
moment.
That's
Fair.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
My brain just releases them like birds into the wind. Like, so yeah. We also have our boy Daniel, aka Warden, playing Keeper, our Thrycreen monk.
Hello, great to be back.
And as you can hear, with the sweet crisp audio, Warden's coming in on a sick new mic.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It sounds great.
Hell yeah.
thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude. And of
So much
course,
better. Oh my
last
God.
but certainly not least, we got James, aka Shaxcar, coming in playing Zax, our goblin artificer.
Now we're on the boat. We're out at sea, on a boat, and we're surrounded by water. And I can't touch the floor.
The boat is the floor. It's boat
Yeah.
time.
Boat is floor.
Time for boat.
Time
Boat is
for
deck. Boat floor is deck. There's no floor.
Boat floor.
Boat floor.
boat floor.
It's a deck.
Boat floor.
Boat floor.
It is the early half of the
Right.
day, and you guys make your way out to sea. There we go.
Yeah, that sure is water.
Yep. You will notice that many of the pictures we have for you being at sea will not include a picture of the ship because it was a custom boat, and I don't have money to have that art done right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I will not be held hostage or judged by the lack of art for our custom fucking steamboat.
For
fair.
water.
That's
For the
fair.
ocean.
Yeah. Boat floor.
Boat
Welcome everybody. The steamship picks up, and as the large mechanisms beneath the water begin to churn, you guys leave the massive gates of Vargakal, leaving their dry dock out into the ocean, heading in a westerly direction. Huzzah.
Yay.
All right.
Still in her in her unicorn bunny form, her Almarouge form, on Sayasi's shoulder.
Yeah. Every once in a while, Sayasi's kind of just gives Bloop a little behind the ear scritch.
Oh,
Hehe.
Vrail
corgi
immediately,
time.
It makes cute happy guinea pig noises.
Vrail immediately tries to immediately goes to her quarters and tries to meticulously make it seem livable for her.
Yeah. Actually, getting into where you guys are stationed on the lowest deck is where 3 of you are. 2 of you are posted on the second deck. So we'll go to the second deck first here. At the
Wow.
top, this is Vrail's room here. Involving they weren't exactly sure which form you were going to sleep in, so they got you like a slightly larger than human bed. It is decked out with like different numbers of like silks and whatnot, so that you have your own personal space. And there's like a mirror on the one wall there. There's a nice rug. Like tables with books and other personal effects and stuff like that have been offered. To the right of that is the room for our Grung Druid friend, which comes with like a little collection of flowers, a large desk where you can put your own personal effects, and as well as there's like a large stone bucket that's been put in the room, like a large sort of stone container that's been filled with water, as well as also a bed because they don't exactly know how it is that you rest.
I think the term you're looking for is basin.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. The left side, there is a room that includes like a bit of flowers, some books, and whatnot for Sayasi's Blue Leaf. Also, a bed was
Yay.
included because despite the fact that people were like, she's an ancestor, she doesn't sleep, they were mostly like, that sounds stupid, you're stupid, don't say that. So they put a bed in there anyway.
Everybody gets bed.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess a bit.
Just below that, you'll see that there is a prison space in the middle. There's a number of beds sort of just throughout the mid area here where a considerable portion of the standard crew will sleep in the open. It's pretty standard fare for them. There's a storage space on the left, as well as sort of a weapons locker behind a locked gate. On the other side, there is a dish room and a large kitchen. So that's where all the food and everything is being prepped. Mama Mum is aboard and is in that space, actually working away on getting some food made for all of you lot.
That's so exciting. I love this. Just
Yeah.
looking at our little ship and all our little spaces and stuff.
So
I got a bucket. I'm happy.
we have a pool on our ship.
Yeah. On the bottom level, check Discord for Steamboat images. It says somebody. Oh yes, there's. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kara. It's like modern little sketches of like actual modern steamboats. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right. On the bottom deck, there is a room for Garrick and Relina. On the right side is a room for the Goblin, Zax, which includes like a number of books and other sort of like spare engineering things have been made sort of present for you there, so that you may continue studying with the work with them in your time of leisure as you see fit. In the middle, because it was impressed multiple times that the Thrycreen, the Bugman, amongst your group, kind of doesn't have a lot of personal possessions beyond what he carries on his body. They gave you basically a comfortable mat to meditate on and a couple of braziers to burn incense should you need to.
It's perfect.
It's lovely.
The mess hall and relaxation area is just below that, as well as access to some of the lower guns. There's like a piano that's put in there. In the middle, there's a grate that is metal access down into the engineering level, which we do not have a map for. So
That's okay.
that we'll just have to use our imagination for.
Oh no! Fuck this whole game. D&D
Yeah, fuck
needs,
this whole thing.
Needs
Boo.
like CG everything. Why did
Yeah.
I even come?
Theater of the mind. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. On the bottom area here, we have the sauna for the dwarves on the one side, and then sauna for the snake on the other.
Oh, it's perfect.
as
It's circular.
Specifically, it was requested that you had one to yourself because you use poison and things like that in
Yeah,
yours,
it's.
which no one else would want to be involved with.
I
So
would
they
be
made like
perfectly happy having other people join me, but
If they can.
can't.
yeah, like
Care.
Hey, I
Yeah.
can. I'm immune to poison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're
but
not
like-
immune
I'm
to
also-
boiling.
yeah, it's like the big thing there was made, and like the stonework that you can see around the sides of the basin is actually incredibly well done. Like a lot of work was put into making this.
Vrail
There's like a
expects
piano
nothing
in the
less
main
from
area.
The
You s-
stonework quality of dwarves.
Oh yeah, this is like the stone quality. Actually, you know what? What's your passive perception now?
21.
21. You have never seen stonework this fine. You have no idea the tools to which they've used or the craftsmanship that they've employed to create specifically this like technique. That like you are used to the fancy stonework of your
Of religious halls.
of your temple back home, like the religious temples and stuff like that that you're used to inhabiting. This is just something of its own realm.
Mhm.
There's also like an old piano that nobody's playing, but has been put up in the sort of common area / mess area in the main area on the bottom level. And moving up above the two levels that we were seeing here, we have. There it is. I didn't bring the players. We should probably do that, right? Like you guys should probably. Everybody else would
Maybe.
want to see this. Maybe
Yeah.
fucking. At the top, we have a room for the Arcanist, Steelcap. He's got his own quarters with a number of his own personal effects brought in. There's
War
also the War Room, which you guys have there now, a War Room with a bunch of maps and tables and stuff like that.
I appreciate that you
I hate that
appreciated
guy.
the idea of a war room on the ship.
Yeah. Accompanying Steelcap is actually one of his apprentices, a young dwarven woman wearing like a number of silks and a hood. And then there's the deck guns, including the two mortars from side to side. And then nearing the back area, one of the areas that you do have access to here is the sort of onboard smithy. The room has been sort of like reinforced and whatnot, and the dwarven woman that came with you guys, Vala Ironhide, she has basically set up shop there.
Yeah.
Behind that area is the captain's quarters. I have not filled that in yet. That is just some stuff that I was like, whatever. You don't have like constant access to that space. It's fine. And then on the top deck,
But I need to know what he keeps under his books on the third shelf.
on the top deck, you see there's a number of sort of like dwarven sailors and soldiers making their way around the deck, like checking the guns and equipment, making sure that everything is in order. Near the front, there's the catapult and the two ballista. There's the 6 regular cannons, 2 mortars. And with guards and additional workers, the captain is at his wheel here. And at the back, the Gustav, the large cannon that you guys had ordered special, was installed as a chaser gun.
Yes. But is it enclosed?
No.
Fuck.
The big.
Or wait, no, there was an enclosure that was built over top of this. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it
we
is
wanted
because
to
it's a.
disguise it. We wanted to disguise
Yeah.
it as a some
There's
sort of
there's a
room.
number of like shutters on the back that you guys can open here. I remember you did make that request. But the gun itself cannot move.
No, that's
It
fine.
is fixed to the ship, so it can't turn.
I would expect so.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Don't-
fine. Chase
doesn't
guns.
need to turn.
Chase guns don't need to turn. They turn. They aim where the ship goes. Like
Yeah.
we aim it with the ship.
You have to turn the ship in order to aim it, which is why the captain's quarters is right there. The captain himself is sort of almost like not a stocky dwarf as much as you would expect. He's definitely got like a wide-eyed look to him. Very perceptive, very constantly like looking and scanning things. His eyes constantly open almost all the way. His hair very wild, sort of like tied back into a number of braids, and his beard is like a little bit messy but kept like at medium length. And he's pretty thin for a dwarf. You'd almost think you might have been like a gnome or a halfling if other people hadn't like told you otherwise.
Which fellow? This fellow? Or the
This gentleman here, yeah, the
Helm?
captain at the wheel.
Captain at the wheel. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. He's at the helm. I'm actually gonna just scrooch him.
On the boat wheel, standing on the boat
wheel.
floor.
The captain is the helmsman?
Boat floor.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
In this
Okay.
particular case, the captain
alright.
is also the
It's not
helmsman. Yeah, that's not
unheard
always
of.
the case.
Well,
About 50% of the
perfectly-
time.
Like, yeah. I mean, if he
Yeah.
he's a captain, right? If he wants to be the helmsman, then it's like, who's gonna tell him no? He's the captain.
Yeah, you can see definitely by the position that he's at the wheel, especially with like the windows on all sides and a number of like horns and trumpets around where he's standing, and like additional levers and cranks and pulleys and stuff like that. That he has a majority of the command of the entire ship from where he's standing, not just controlling the helm, but also like shouting commands into the different trumpets and whatnot, or like directly affecting machinery through any number of the strange sort of machinery that's sort of surrounding him there.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you guys find yourselves making your way out at sea, heading west and to the north, as the distance between on the map that you guys are traveling on is considerably smaller than it would, or is considerably longer than it appears on the map. Heading from the docks here to where it was assumed that the Empire made landfall here, where their docks should have been built, is going to be at the very least several days' travel.
Okay. Yeah,
First. Go ahead.
I go about like sorting out my room, and I'm like, is there any windows in my room?
There is. There is 2 windows that are facing out from your position. I'm just going to double check from your floor. Yes.
Do they
On
open?
the front of the ship, they do not open.
Okay.
They are not only have like bars in front of them, but they, from inspection, appear to be 2-inch thick of like some kind of glass.
Are there curtains?
There are.
I draw the curtains.
yeah.
And I turn my bed so that the foot of the bed is towards the door.
Okay. I'll make that adjustment. There we go. All right. But yeah, so the windows that were like sort of near the front of the boat, it's like, yeah, you can see out them and they have curtains on them and stuff, but there's big fucking bars on the outside of them, and they appear to be 2 inches of some kind of like military grade dwarf glass or whatever the fuck this is made from. So
Transparent aluminum.
it's fine.
yeah, transparent steel.
They're making that in real life. It's great.
Oh yeah, that's just dope as hell.
That sounds bonkers.
You think they
Yeah.
couldn't just make see-through material out of rocks, and they couldn't do it with metal? You
Yeah.
idiot!
You absolute fool.
You utter rude.
You dingus.
Looks like someone's going to the shadow zone.
All right, Jimbo. Looks like I'm going to send you to the shadow realm.
Zax, in his first day on the water, will appear like very nervous to be up on top of the deck, and then he immediately goes into his room and starts tinkering with something like almost obsessively for like a day.
Yeah. Did you request to bring aboard your spider mount?
Yes, I'm not leaving that behind.
Just
Okay.
flashback.
You don't have to. But it's like, did you request that to be brought on board? They can bring it on board, but they do impress that it will be kept in storage below deck in the engineering area with the rest of the machinery.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I will be visiting it like at least once every day.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tachikomas.
Tachikomas.
This music. I'm vibing.
But at the end of the first day, Zax will go down to the sauna or the hot tub or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like a
the-
big bathing area that includes like some hot rocks that are heated by the ship's propulsion system, so you can just kind of toss water on it, and it makes for like a very sort of sauna kind of environment there.
Yeah. And he will test out a new little equipment that's connected to like the back of his jacket.
Okay.
Gonna kind of put up a half hood type thing that sits on his head. He says a command word, and then he dunks his head into the water.
Are you testing water breathing equipment?
I am 100%
In the
testing
bath?
water breathing.
In the bath. Yeah, safe
So
conditions.
you're like, okay, and you like put the hood over your head, and like beep, and you push the little thing, and like the mechanisms and whatnot like lock into place, and you dunk your head into the water, and yeah, if it grants you water breathing, you're good.
Yep.
It seems to operate just fine. You pull your head up out of the water, and there is a dwarf sitting there with like a towel over himself, like looking at you with like a mixture of like bewilderment, but like he doesn't want to judge because he's like, whatever, they're the fucking special guests, like I'm not supposed to say anything, I think, but also what the hell is this? Like, I'm just trying to take a bath, man. Like, I don't know what to do.
Zex will not comment to him, but like as soon as he brings his head out of the water and like shakes the water off a little bit, he goes, good, works, and then it'll scuttle off without another word.
He just watches you leave, just sort of confused about the whole situation.
It's my goal. Be the crypt of the ship.
Yep.
The
cryptid.
ship did.
The ship did.
The ship did.
The ship did.
This ship
The
cryptid.
ship did.
You know.
Or shipted, as it were.
So what does this breathing apparatus look like?
So this breathing apparatus would have looked like as soon as I would say the command word, but for artificers, it's just things that I make.
Yeah.
It's like a little mask that covers the nose and the mouth, hooked to two tubes that lead back into the jacket into like a little like rebreather.
Oh, so it's like if you've seen the new Dune movie.
Yeah, it's like those. Yeah,
Man, I wish.
the little breathy jobs. And yeah,
but-
Mr.
Breathy
Classic
jobs.
Magic. As Zax is like running out of the room, you hear one of the dwarves like, "Did that goblin just fail to drown himself?"
Yes. Spectacularly.
Yeah, like, huh.
He'll do that.
Fantastic. All right. So, Vrail, you moved your bed and you've closed the curtains. Zax, you are testing your fucking breathing apparatus. Keeper, what are you getting up to?
Keeper will, well, I mean, for the first while, he will try to get his sea legs, which, I don't know, I'll leave that up to you. How easy would it be for Keeper to get his sea legs? Because he's very used to being on the ground where it's solid.
Yeah, you're like Keeper definitely more used to being on solid ground. Being at sea is not unlike some of the tests that have been run for you during your training, where they put you basically on like a wooden plank in the middle of a large water basin, and you have to balance yourself. It's just on a fucking huge scale. So it's the thing you're standing on now, like, continues to heave and move slowly. Doesn't move nearly as much as you would expect it to, especially being out at sea, due to its like bulk and metallic make. It does still move, but just not nearly as much as you'd expect. I'll tell you what, though. Roll me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Boop, boop. Oh, come on. There we go. Character sheet.
Yeah, Mr. Classic Magic. How do I get my sea legs? Rolls on that one. You skid across the ship like a hockey puck. You are air hockey. Yeah, 24. Like, you've definitely got this. Like, this is just a bigger, easier version of a test that you once ran. And it's almost peaceful, being out here with the sort of like the shifting and movement. It's almost relaxing.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, once Keeper takes some time and gets his sea legs, he'll, I guess, just kind of wander around, try and get used to where everything is. figuring out being like learn the area, you know? He's gonna
Yeah.
try to take time to just kind of wander around, get acquainted with where everything is, what everything does, because this is all very new to him. He also remember Keeper also didn't spend any time helping build the ship. He was brewing during that time, so he
Yeah.
hasn't seen any of this. This is all very brand new to him, other than what like the blueprints that Garrick showed him.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Absolutely.
but actually seeing it in person, he's just kind of like Keeper will just kind of wander around and take it in, like.
Absolutely, yeah, no, and that's actually in the very back of the ship, on like the same level as the blacksmithing area. The very back of the ship is actually where I'm gonna say that is where we set up the brewer's area.
Yay!
We're gonna say that's yeah. We'll say that much. There we go. Whoops. Let's take that. I'm just gonna mark that. There we go. Bam. So that's the brewer's space back there. There's still like a few rooms in here that haven't necessarily been claimed directly that we'll fill in sort of as we go
Yeah.
along. But yeah, so like you find one of the sort of like the younger gentleman from the two brewers from Bugman's brewery sort of set up back there, and he's got like some of the equipment sort of in like a more compact state up, and there's like a few kegs of ale and whatnot there with him.
Delightful.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I guess once Keeper's like done getting a feel for the ship, he'll spend most of his time in the with the brewery, I guess.
Awesome.
Like trying to figure out, like making sure everything is like working well, and also learning what he can from like seeing this like portable brewery that's on this big ship kind of thing. Like what kind of changes will need to be done to all the stills and everything like that in order to account for like all the motion that we might endure, right? How like is everything tied down in case we hit turbulent water? Like that will all be very fascinating to Keeper.
Yeah, you see like a lot of the not a lot, but like some of the equipment definitely from when you were at Bugman's with Borgerund, and his apprentice Hefarth has like brought a lot of that stuff there, and he's like super excited when you come in to like definitely start working on some things, and he's got like several sort of blank tomes with like an amount of ink and parchment and charcoals and stuff like that to like take notes and draw schematics and come up with new recipes with you and stuff.
This all excites Keeper very much, and his antenna twitch with anticipation and excitement.
I was about to say, like, do you get the little wiggle?
Yeah, he gets a little happy wiggles and starts bouncing a little bit. Like Keeper will be just so excited to see all this.
Fucking thrilled as hell to be here. That's awesome. Yeah, no. So you guys get right to it. What is Floop getting up to on the ship?
Most of the time she will probably just roam around and discover everything, in her bunny form. So just imagine like the way she just roams around is like the bunnies from Terraria. Like hop, hop, hop. Look forward. Hop, hop, hop. She will probably at one point try to get on the baluster in front of the steering, the steering wheel for the ship.
The
And
boat wheel.
Like and pop on her two legs with her with her ears up, and she's gonna look around, and yeah, she's gonna wander around as her bunny form as much as she can because she seems to pretty enjoy it.
Yeah, as you make it up to sort of the helm's quarters where the captain is, to sort of like hop around and have a look at things, you see, you see one of the sort of guards / assistants that's up there with the captain like looks over and goes, "Is that a rabbit? The fuck's a rabbit doing on the boat?" And then the captain immediately goes, "Do not touch the rabbit. It is a druid," and then immediately goes back to like fucking focusing on his wheel and like looking around and flicking switches and whatnot.
Yeah, the purple rabbit with hearts everywhere on its fur and a unicorn horn.
Definitely natural, for sure. 110%.
little guy. But yeah. So you're hopping around looking at things. Sciences,
Yeah.
what are you getting up to?
Diocese is probably helping out Mama Mum in the kitchen.
Heck yeah.
Getting things all set up and getting prepared to make everybody their first meal while we're out on the sea.
Fucking awesome. Yeah, no, down in the kitchen quarters you find like not only everything that you need in order to do the baking and everything like that. Like there is a large like iron wood stove that's been set up there, as well as just like a number of provisions have been brought into this area so that you guys can definitely work away. And there is comfortably enough space for the both of you behind the main counter.
Yay.
There's a number of crew that are kind of like running around and being busy and stuff like that. On the odd occasion, they will come in and very, very shyly and very politely ask if they could please have like a snack, or if there's maybe something they can nibble on or something to drink. And usually like if they're polite, Mama is like, "Oh, of course, dearie. Yes, here you go," and we'll like hand them like some bread or like some dried meats or a bit of ale or something like that over the counter. But
Some
has
jam.
like a big fucking wooden spoon that she sort of like keeps tucked next to the stove. That she on one occasion you've seen just day one somebody came in with just like a bit of attitude to them and got swatted like faster than you've ever seen a person move. Just like turn around and fucking clap this guy on top of the head. So
Like an Italian mother.
oh yeah, very
That's a classic nonna move.
yeah, very Nona, very like very G-mom kind of moves. Just like turns around and just like clap like on top of the head.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then like scurry off. Before. There is a younger dwarven woman who also has been actually no, sorry, there's a younger dwarven gentleman, like barely has his beard growing in, is very short, very eager to help, comes in and actually gathers like used dishes and things like that from you guys, and runs them over to the dish room next door, and runs back whenever he's able.
Wonderful.
His name is Bagelbund.
Aww.
That's a great name.
That's
Thank
very
you.
cute.
He goes by Bagel for short.
Bagel.
Aw.
He is the
boy.
dish boy.
Aw.
Sweet boy.
Yeah. He's like the bus
Oh,
boy / dish boy. Like he's kind of happily kind of running around, light on his feet, especially for a dwarf. Kind of trotting about, and grabbing plates and mugs and things like that, washing them up and bringing them back to you guys.
I love him already.
Yeah, Vinx. No, that's actually where I got the idea. The big like two-handed spoon. That's like, we do not have pots or things big enough for this spoon. Why do we have it? And then you see her fucking just like clap somebody, and you're like,
Wow.
oh yeah,
That's the hidden spoon.
yeah. That's the shut up spoon.
It's the dwarven war spoon.
The dwarven attitude adjuster.
Yeah. And it's like worn and smooth around the handle and around the end. Like it's like a generational spoon that she's been fucking carrying around with her. So yeah. That's nice. Yeah, you guys have been out at sea, and for the first day actually things are going relatively well. You guys eventually, as the day goes on, like make your booze and sort of check your spaces and get acclimated to now life at sea with this large ship. Eventually, though. Oh yeah.
Zach's, at least in the evening, will go for his dwarven literacy lessons.
Yes, up on the sort of like first deck area with our good fellow Steelcap. Yeah, he happily welcomes you in and works with you in books and stuff like that. Floop, if you wanted to join as well,
The
happily
tiny
he would,
will.
try to teach you guys.
The tiny bunny will join the lessons.
Vrel would want to, but like she's like on the edge of it, like kind of listening and kind of like arms crossed, like yeah, I'm listening. Like the kid at the back of the class that doesn't want to is pretending that he's not learning anything, but definitely wants to be there, but won't show it.
All right. So yeah, you guys eventually though are called to a little meeting. Ooh, this one's a bit louder. This is below deck sounds. Let's just hit that and we'll go like that. Bam. There you go.
Nice.
So you guys are below deck. At least in this room, and you are called into a meeting in the space here. I'm just gonna zoom in so you guys can check that shit out. And joining you is going to be a number of people. First and foremost, Darvin is going to make his way in to hang with you guys, as Garrick is going to be there, as well as actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave everybody where they are because like it's definitely not as big a space as you'd expect. But it's a war room, but mostly it's been made to sort of accommodate dwarves.
You saw my token and was like,
Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna fit everybody in here. But like, you guys do manage to sort of like pack in around the table. That there is room for you guys there. There's a number of maps and whatnot, and a number of books on the shelves behind you.
There's a good chance Frail would be standing like right here.
Yeah.
Floop does not take any space, so it's fine.
Yeah, Floop can literally just chill on my shoulder so she can see the maps and stuff.
Put the bucket on the table. What?
Yeah, just put the bucket on the table. What are you doing? Yeah, as you guys gather in, Darvin's there with Garrick, and the captain makes his way in, looking. He's got just like a constant, very severe look on his face, and makes his way sort of over to the head of the table where the globe is. And as people are filing in, he's sorting through maps and looking over the globe and whatnot.
Let me just get through this door.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm
Bucket
here.
of frog.
Bucket of frog on the table.
Bucket of frog on the table.
I'm gonna squeeze my way in through the door and just bucket of frog.
Bucket of frog. So yeah, as you guys file in, excuse me.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry, I'm just grabbing something. My bad.
No.
I accidentally closed the tab and I'm trying to like re-find it because the reopen tab thing's not working.
Ugh. Control Shift T.
There we go. There it is. Yes, I forgot how many U's I put in that. So the captain,
Oh, it's a demon name. X is just it's the whole thing.
Yeah, fucking a lot of U's. So, as you guys get yourself sorted in, the captain sort of like while looking over at the globe, like turns to you eventually, sort of like furrowed-browed, wide-eyed, and he goes, "Yes, good, welcome. It's good that you are all here and that you are assembled. I am the captain of this vessel for now, under your service, Hagrud Steelhelm." And he sort of like claps a fist to his chest and gives you guys like a respectful nod.
Alright, a nod to him.
Dax will
Yeah.
return the gesture.
Floop does the same.
Well,
Gabriel will give him like a palm to fist salute and a deep bow.
He like kind of like nods and sort of determined affirmation. He goes, "Right. So once we make our way out far enough west, we will be turning north and heading up the channel towards the Living Mountains. This is a journey that has not been made by our people for some time. I feel honored that I am on this journey with you. Do you have any questions?" As he sort of looks around the room.
Floop does not really seem to have any question.
Dax kind of looks around at everybody else because he's unsure, but just sort of gives a thumbs up.
Are we to expect anybody to stop us?
As no one has made it to this island and returned alive within the last 100 or several hundred years, we're going to say that we may meet with severe resistance at some point or another. The guns then will be made use of. That said, I am told, at least in brief, that many of you possess skills in combat. So in the event of a combat scenario, where would I find you on the ship?
Front of the ship, but I just say where my room is.
Indeed.
Floop and also indicates her room, and I pretty much just hop around.
Or in the bath. Is there a way to contact me in a room full of poisonous gas?
Yes.
Knocking on the door.
I don't know.
There are a number of loudspeakers and trumpets that make their way to different areas of the ship. One of them speaks down into the mess area, which you should be able to hear through the door to your sonar.
Okay. That is the only other place I would spend significant amount of time.
Indeed.
So.
Very good. In the event of boarding, how would you be making yourselves useful in the event of a boarding scenario?
We'll kill them.
Yes, but are you frontline? Are you spellcaster?
Both.
I've been given brief summations of some of your abilities, but where would you find yourselves most comfortable to deal with boarders in a combat scenario?
Borders to this ship or boarding others?
To this ship.
Frontline?
Good.
I'm best used at range, but I can deal with things if they get close too.
Good. Kind of-
I'm definitely best at range, I believe.
I can be where I need to be.
That sounds so much
All
better
right.
with this mic. Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Very good.
So good. Just kind of like looks. All right, and he looks down to Floop.
I'm a healer. I keep people alive.
Good. Every party needs a healer.
Yes.
Excellent.
My position is one of target-rich environment. I want things that need to be killed around me, surrounding me. That's my best position in combat.
Excellent. In the event of boarding or any such combat, the helmsman's area, those quarters will be sealed to ensure that I still have at least the majority command of the ship, so that we do not, accidentally drop anchor or something like that whilst out at sea, or have the ship turned in the wrong direction, or have some of the equipment either damaged or fiddled with in that space. So
Fair.
myself and the other guards will be locked in to those areas.
Okay.
I'm to understand that there's also some degree of magic to this, Steel Cap, and he nods and goes, aye, there's warding spells and whatnot used in that when it locks in, so stop the ghosts and whatnot from getting you, eh? And he's just very severe look from Steelham, and he's like, do not joke about ghosts.
I give like a side glance to Sices.
Floop does the same.
Yeah.
I do kind of
Everybody in the
like
room turns, stops, and
you.
stares.
Yeah, nobody. Does not seem to like. Sort of like you do definitely get the impression that he does not see you as a ghost.
Yeah.
Are we
that-
to expect sea ghosts? Like ghosts on the ocean?
He turns like a wild-eyed look, very furrowed brow, like very severe. We are to expect everything out on the ocean.
Oh, okay. So basically the same rules apply here as they do on land. Great.
Indeed. The sea could be filled with any number of giant monsters, or pirates, or goodness knows what.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I myself am a giant monster.
He, like, gives you an appraising look, like, looks down, looks up, and... give me, roll me insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Where's my
Insight.
sheet? There's my sheet. Insight. Nah.
Well, he just kind of looks you over. He doesn't really respond to that. But he just kind of like looks you down to the tail, looks you up to the face, and just like, and, like goes back to the rest of the meeting. Now, typically we're not planning, but we always must be prepared for combat scenarios and things like that. Now, as he sort of like places a hand very seriously on the table, in the event of revelry scenarios, where could you be found?
Bathing or eating?
I think in this general thing, it'd be much the same as if we were under attack. You find us
Considering-
in the same location.
Considering we have a means of communication across the entire ship, I think the best the best answer to most of these questions is on the boat.
Boat's a big place, easy to lose people. I want to be sure that not only are your skills being put to their best use in combat, but that you're also making sure to take the best use of your time when relaxing. Steelcap fucking rolls his eyes so hard you're afraid it might roll out of his fucking head. And he
DM
goes,
question.
Come on, Steelhelm. You gotta be so serious about R&R. And he goes, I'm serious about everything.
R&R is very
Well, I
important.
like the captain already, but not enough to put Goop out of the way.
DM question. I got this
Yeah.
captain in the Zone of Truth last time, right?
You did.
Good.
Yeah, you did. I do remember.
All right, great.
also.
Continue. and his little assistant.
Yep.
Everybody on the ship.
Like everyone
far
that
as
you're
I know.
seeing was
Yeah.
all there.
Okay.
Like you're not seeing anybody present that was not there when you cast the Zone of Truth and made sure that everybody came through and
All
like
right, great.
you know gave their biz.
For things like that, you could probably find me with him here, just studying, in my room at the front of the ship, in the storage area, hanging out with Azzy. That's the metal spec, the spider mech thing, or in the engine room.
Excellent. I ask these questions because I need to be sure in the event of any particular scenarios where you might be found and what state you might be in. If you like drinking, will I find you drunk in the event that I need you? Where will I find you drunk? How soon could I sober you up? Things like that. Information can save lives.
Keeper raises his hand.
Looks and gives him like a nod.
Cyaces kind of laughs a little bit to herself, thinking like, yeah, it's not possible for me to get drunk.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. It's like,
There is
Blood.
there is a good chance you may find me in a state of intoxication, but worry not. I can still fight perfectly well while intoxicated.
Sometimes
I have
better.
trained very well.
We've seen it too. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
better.
he like kind of gives you an appraising look, and then his eyes dart over to Garrick, who's there with you guys, and Garrick gives him a nod, and he goes, "Very good, excellent."
Otherwise, you may find me in the ship's brewery, at the stern, or in my meditation study, which is at the front.
Excellent. Noted. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to bring up? Any other questions or concerns that you may have?
I think we've got.
Slowly shakes her head no because she has no fucking idea what sailing is, and she's just in her head. She's just like, I'm just gonna leave that to the pros.
If I have any other questions later, I am to come to you with them at my leisure, correct?
Yes. You will find me at almost all times within the helm space.
Good.
I
You
think
hear fucking Steelcap mutter something to himself, and the captain sort of like gives him a glare, but doesn't really respond to that or rise to whatever the fuck it was he was saying. Actually, wait, you have a passive perception of like 20 something.
21.
Yeah, 21. You hear Steelcap go, "If he ever fucking sleeps," like under his breath. And you definitely get the impression that he might not sleep. And that might be why he looks so wily all the fucking time.
So are you going to be an issue for us? Your recreation and rest is important as captain.
Indeed. My rest and recreation is scheduled and kept on point. That's right, Kara. There will be ballroom dancing on the deck at 1800 hours. Attendance is mandatory.
Why are you not having fun? I specifically requested it.
I specifically requested it.
Is that a Raymond Holt line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man's perfect.
He's one of the loves of my life. I relate to him way too much.
Yeah. You definitely get the notion that he's a very severe Holt kind of character. He's very no nonsense, serious, constant sort of.
Holt and Mad Eye Moody.
Oh God.
Constant
some art
vigilance!
was drawn. We're going to have to share this now, so the folks at home
Yeah.
can see what it is that has happened. There's some very cute art. Is that Floop turned into a little bunny with a horn hiding in Garrick's beard?
It is.
I
That's
love
cute.
it. It's very good.
Oh, amazing. Perfection. All right. So, yeah.
I had to.
No, of course. It's adorable. So yeah, you guys are then dismissed, and Steelhelm makes his way back to the helm's quarters and gets back to his post. For the most part, things are pretty smooth. Like a lot of the, and I mean, like you haven't been on a ship before, but you're pretty sure that sailors aren't supposed to be wearing full plate, as that might not be safe if they fall overboard. But yeah, a lot of the sailors and whatnot, the other dwarves that are running around are dressed in like full armor for the most of the times, with the exception being like the kitchen staff and the dish boy and the engineers and the magic folk and whatnot.
Excellent.
All right.
I think Sciaces right now is probably going around to all of the crew and getting to know everybody with like a piece of parchment and a quill, and is finding out if anybody has food allergies and is making notes.
Aw.
Plants.
Just about. Yeah.
I'm
Just
I'm
about
a total
everybody.
Carnivore.
Yeah.
That's fine. I already know that about you.
As you're going around and asking everybody, you are met with just like a lot of very polite responses from a lot of the dwarves. You definitely get the notion that they're like super excited that you're walking up and you're not only talking to them, but also like considering their personal health, and asking them things like, is there any food that you can't eat, or like if they have any preferences. And yeah, you get like a lot of very like nice responses. Sweet.
That's for.
Yeah. So, Bagelbun, the dish boy, as you walk in, he nearly drops like a series of like, he's like very quickly going through and like cleaning plates and mugs and things like that, and he there's like definitely a dexterity to him as he's like washing and putting things over on the dry racks and getting everything stacked up and whatnot. And he's humming a little tune to himself. And as you sort of like walk in and maybe like knock on the door to get his attention, he turns around to face you, and seeing you, like loses grip of like a plate and a mug that he has, but like manages to just like manage to like get them back into his hands and almost like juggles them around in his arms a little bit before getting his hands back on them, and then like trying his best to put them in the dish thing, like nonchalantly, like in the tub, very obviously, just like, hello, yes.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm just we're just scrubbing and dubbing. That's what we that's what I do here. We're just
You're
we're
doing
very
a great job. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
thank
for sharing all
you
that.
for how could I assist with? Do you have something to clean that needs cleaning in this tub that I clean dishes in?
Not at the moment. I came. I'm doing kind of some rounds, and I just want to check in with anyone that might have some food allergies that I should know about, or preferences for certain foods, or non-preferences, as it were. Is there anything that I should know about your food things?
Oh, no. He kind of like, sort of like, pats his stomach with one of his hands, and he goes, "No, I'm all good. Everything's working, just fine. There's nothing that I found that eating kind of gives me any particular reaction. But I appreciate you asking very much. Yeah, it's all good." He's kind
Great.
of gives you a thumbs up.
So Cyace's kind of like writes down on her little piece of parchment. It's like a bagel, and then writes, it's like all good. Like everything's.
Everything's ship shape, you could say, because we're on a ship. That's a boat joke. I don't know if
Good
you
one.
like boat jokes. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Bagel, keep it up. You're doing great. Thank you so much.
Oh, I will. Thank you. For your
I will
kindness
see
and for
you
coming in and checking
around.
on me. That's really, yeah. No, we got.
course.
Do you have everything that you need? Is there anything I could clean for you, perhaps? We've got lots of soap. He sort of awkwardly gestures to like a small shelf of different detergents that he has there with him, as he has no idea how to follow up that statement.
Cyace just offers him a really sweet smile, and she says, "I think I'm all good, but if I see something, I will let you know."
Fantastic. And he
Okay.
kind of like gives a little pump with his fist, like, "All right." And
like,
okay, well, yeah, you know where to find me. In here,
sure
clean
do.
it away.
All right. We'll talk soon. We'll see you around mealtime.
All right, fantastic. And he like turns around and like puts his hands awkwardly in the water and then just freezes until you leave. He just kind of like, I forgot what I do with my hands kind of situation.
I swear to God, Cyaces is 100% the origin of all the crushes generated in
Well,
the campaign.
To be fair, so far,
I'm just
she's the
saying,
only one that's
roll
human
me
shaped.
insight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair. That is
Yeah.
fair.
Roll me an insight if you can.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second here.
Yeah, the crushes generated in this campaign.
Yeah,
13.
That's great.
You don't get, I mean, from what you remember, at least with your interactions with the smith of Vala, like, this is, at least from what you can tell, he's not necessarily crushing on you so much as he's just severely awkward. He's just such a very awkward boy. He doesn't know how to talk to people like almost at all.
He must be protected at all costs.
He just has no idea how to talk to dwarves at the best of times, and now he's talking to what is like a revered ancestor of another species. Like, he's completely at a loss of how to interact with you, and doesn't want to look stupid, so of course he makes himself look like a complete fucking idiot. Like,
Poor sweet goober.
yeah, Kara, he just locked the fuck up. Like, he's just like, so yeah, you, as you like are walking away down the hallway, you hear like a fuck come out of the dish room.
She's like kind of snickers a little bit as she keeps going.
Yeah, like, like finally breathes again.
Oh, child.
I just
Wee
imagine
bab.
Mama. I just imagine Mama Mom like, you okay there, Sonny?
Yeah. You alright, boy? You good?
Like hell, Mama Mom doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. All right. The first day aboard the ship goes by relatively smoothly. Everything is going along according to plan. You guys are kind of interacting with folks. Dinner time rolls around, and they do like sort of the mess hall and shifts. Like everybody doesn't kind of get in there all at once. Very typically, they sort of like most of the people will come down there and with like a skeleton crew still running the ship, and then those people will switch out. Typically what happens is like the skeleton crew kind of changes day to day. Dwarf NPC.exe has stopped working. Would you like to reboot?
On a side note, if Garrick allows it, Floop will probably spend sometimes with him, like the way I drew it, because I think it's fucking adorable.
So cute.
Oh. Yeah. You see as you're hanging out with him, like, is there anything in particular you talk about, or you just kind of like just hang out?
She hangs out and she will probably discuss more of things that he likes, things that she likes, and like at one point it will like organically happen that she just lodges herself in his beard as a bunny because it's easier like that.
If he
Yeah.
lets it happen.
Well, exactly.
That's a dwarf's beard you're talking about.
Yeah, he definitely nervous about letting other people touch his beard. But as you guys are hanging out, like he's definitely happy to see you and to sort of like talk to you about the things that they're working on day to day. And like whenever his daughter's not around, he definitely gushes about her a little bit, talking about like how proud he is of her and like how she's definitely grown so much since he's left, and how like they're on the ship now and like everything's great. And it's so very exciting.
One day, the drawing will happen because it's too cute.
And yeah, Relina is actually is Relina on board? I can't remember if she came with you or if she stayed behind. I'm pretty
I
sure she
don't
came with you
remember.
guys.
Pretty sure you mentioned that. she was on
Yeah.
board
She shares a
because
room
they're
with
in
her
a room.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did come along as well. And that her and Garrick are basically heading the engineers team of like what is effectively like maybe 3 other dwarves, and the goblin working on the lowest deck. There is almost no room to move down around there. There's like a lot of different like pipes and machines, and like the large section where the core is held in the sort of the bottom of the ship is like incredibly heavily armored. Specifically, Zax, you, if you're down there having a look or helping out, you can definitely notice that there is like the casing around it, like the containment unit that's used to hold the large infernal gem, or elemental gem rather. It's actually made from Gromrel. They're a special dwarven steel that sort of has like almost like a brass goldish tinge to it.
And Zax would definitely be well equipped to be down there, considering his shorter stature than most.
Yeah, it's actually easier for you to move down there than the rest of them, considering that you're about as tall but considerably thinner than they are. So moving around in that space is certainly easy. It's hot down there. The heat's definitely pretty oppressive, but a lot of the machinery runs smooth as anything you've ever seen. It is like, I mean, it's brand new machinery, don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, like there's no shaking, no rattling, no steam kind of fitzing out of anything. Like it's all, prim and proper.
Zax feels less like he needs to carry his shield everywhere he goes.
Yeah, at least down here.
But Zax will like do the scurrying around down there to help out as much as he can.
All right.
Vrail would be bathing in the evenings. That she isn't needed.
Excellent. Yeah, they're happy to set up the baths and everything for you, and there's like a very obvious sort of like crank on the wall that you can use to increase or decrease the heat. And even on its maximum setting, it's not lethal, but like can be potentially harmful to normal people. But you know,
Maximum
depending on
setting.
your stature, you can, yeah, I was gonna say like you can definitely handle that. So yeah,
Hot
you,
oil poison. Gimme.
yeah, you mix some of that business in there with everything else, and eventually, like yeah, uh, things go along well. And it's like a day or two. You guys are at sea. Things are going along well. Things are going smooth, and strangely enough, things get actually really smooth. The water gets incredibly flat.
Nice. Good
Um,
relaxing time.
Yeah. The ship stops rocking as you're used to it doing, and it starts to run incredibly flat, incredibly smooth. And you hear sort of down through the trumpeting system, you hear the captain.
Everyone stay on your toes.
What?
A fog's rolling in.
Keeper will, like, I assume that Keeper, paying attention to the movements of the ship, would notice early.
Yeah, you would definitely notice. Vrail, you would notice with your like just passive perception. And slowly, like one by one, everybody kind of catches on to it. You see the dwarves also start to notice and get a little uneasy, and then that announcement comes through from the captain.
Vrail does not know the significance. Vrail feels smooth waters and is confused as to why there's such a ruckus about fog.
Floop will hop her way up to the top and be a bunny like on her hind legs and looking around with her tiny ear flipping left and right.
Yeah. As you come up onto the deck, you see like a thick fog has rolled over the ship, and you can't see more than maybe 100 yards or so out from the bow. And the water is flat like glass, and the air isn't moving. Like the wind is just stopped entirely. There's no movement of the air whatsoever.
Would this be something natural, considering as to where we are in the ocean? Can I?
Yeah, you know
Can
what? Roll me like a nature or a survival.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab. Yep. Nature or survival?
Yeah, you choose.
I'm gonna survive.
All right, so 10. You've never been out at sea before. But considering everybody's reactions, and considering that you've never seen these kinds of conditions inland, like, even the flattest of fields on the calmest of days has some kind of wind, even the smallest gust of air. Like, this doesn't feel natural.
Usually wide open flat spaces have a lot of wind.
Yeah, that's why there's typically a lot of wind at sea. But yeah, that's right, Kara. Good thing these guys aren't relying on sails. As the water kind of just is basically like a mirror that you guys are riding on, and there's a fog around the sea. The captain's still with the instruments that he's using is able to continue sort of keeping you guys on heading and whatnot, blind as it were. But the ship's machinery, as you can hear, kind of slows down a little bit. And two sailors are posted at the front of the ship to basically act as lookouts so that you guys do not run aground of anything.
Floop will proceed to zoom to that area where Vrel is.
Keeper will go up onto the deck, and Keeper will climb a mast to try and get a little bit more.
There is no mast.
There aren't any masts, but there are heat stacks though.
I will climb up
where like the heat is vented out in large chimneys. There are some ladders and stuff on the side of one of them that you should be able to grasp onto without getting overheated.
Well, okay, then yeah, Keeper will do that, and we'll like try and keep an eye out, like all senses on alert.
Yeah, give me a perception.
Perception check.
Yeah. Yeah, 14. You've never seen fog this thick. You definitely have like a good vantage point from where you are when you're up there, and you're looking around. But like, from what you've seen, from what you remember in the monastery, whenever a mist or a fog would roll into Autometh, you from up in the monastery would be able to see over it. That you could see that if someone would to get to maybe the tops of one of the trees that were out there, that they'd be able to see out over the mist. You do not seem to have that from your position.
Floop will enter the bath section.
Right, you're immune to poison. I was gonna be like, roll me a Constitution save.
No, because I sweat poison. I am immune.
Yeah, I forgot. You're immune to poison. You're fine. It's like you open the doors to a poison sauna.
That there should really be like a second room, like an isolation room, so they could open a door.
Airlock?
Yeah, an airlock.
Little airlock chamber. There's just like a sign on the door that says not to like open it or go in there.
Well, it's open, and now there's like at least 10 feet of fucking poison fog out the front of the door.
Yeah, like the.
What is going on?
Yeah.
The fog outside. It's not natural.
All right.
And I can't see for shit. You probably would do better than me.
All right. I slither out of the bath and I start getting my gear on.
I have a quick question. From up, depending on how high the heat stacks are, from my position where I am up there, can I see the deck? Can I still see everything that's going on the deck, or is the fog so thick that I can't see the deck from
You
my
can
vantage
still see the
point?
deck. And you can still see out into the water a little bit further than you could if you were on the deck itself. So like your vantage point is getting you like a little bit of extra view from where you are. Because the fog is definitely thicker horizontally than it is vertically. Which is weird how fog works like that, but like, I don't ask questions.
Heavy water.
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely like you have a little bit more view from where you are, sort of like on the rigging and whatnot that's stabilizing the heat stacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Zax and Sciaces, what are you guys getting up to?
Zax will be below decks. He's still maintaining the engines and making sure that they're running and making sure all the guys down there are calm.
So what is this? Why is everyone worried about fog?
I told you, it's not natural.
It's not natural, so the ship can keep going through nothing, right? Like the seas just calmed down. We finally got some respite from the rocking of the ship. And this is a problem? As I'm like getting my gear on.
This fucking
My
Flip just shakes
glistening
her
ass
head.
gold scales finally gorgeous with this poisoned oil.
Floof shakes her head and like, well, just like this boat, it means that someone or something is provoking it. So that means we're probably somewhere someone or something doesn't want us to be.
Great. Alright, I finally get the rest of my stuff on. And draw my sword, throw on a shield, activate my second shield, and then like proceed with Floop out of the sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I think Sciaces probably is like on hearing that and kind of seeing that everybody's a little bit on edge. Makes her way up to the helm to go talk to the captain. Figure out what's going on.
You find him like somehow eyes wider than normal, like defying reason and possibility. He's like scanning the fucking horizon around the ship. Hey, level up corner. Gotta add the gorgeous part. Yeah, no, exactly. That's like, fucking
Very
this
important.
giant snake lady covered in sexy poisonous oil with golden glistening scales. You gotta add that gorgeous bit.
Don't forget the
Gotta
city.
show your intelligence somewhere, right? Goddamn right. Yeah. Yeah, you see the Captain Steelhelm is like, at the wheel, fucking eyes darting around, like, keeping a very, very close look at everything around the ship. As you approach him at the helm, he goes, "Aye, ancestor, how can I assist you?"
I'm here to assist you, actually. I just want to see if I can help figure out what's going on. Everyone seems to be very nervous. I don't exactly know what. I'm not familiar with the seas in this way, so I'm just here to help in any way that I can.
He, gives you an appreciative nod and he goes, "Thank you. I would say, if you could, maintain hands on deck. I don't know how long this fog will last, but it does seem unnatural."
So do I have to go fight the ocean now?
Yeah, go
I get on deck and I'm like, all right.
Ocean.
Also,
Yeah,
not
you
to,
come up on deck fully unimpressed with everything that's going on
Yeah,
here.
ooh,
to,
fog.
Yeah, to a number of the dwarves and sailors and people that are on the deck, fucking at the ready. They look like they're bracing themselves to be hit by something at any moment.
And Vrail is just
and
visibly annoyed.
visibly not having any of it. You do start to especially with your business, you do start to hear some creaking out in the water, and I believe I've got a picture for that as well. No, I don't. Never mind. Darkness begins to fall as you guys are out here. As the time passes and the sun sets, the mist remains in its sort of thickness. The cool feeling of it sort of washing over you, kind of getting into your bones a little bit. Eventually, as night falls around the ship, the moon comes out, and definitely still a very thick fog. Still very hard to see, but I just want to impress that it's a good nighttime thing. And then you hear something. A creaking thud against the bottom of the ship. One of the dwarves at the front sort of comes scurrying back to or actually starts, because there's a horn near the front, starts yelling into the horn at the front that there is debris in the water. That you guys should be fine as long as you maintain a relatively slow speed with the bulwark of the front of the ship being able to push through, but just maintain speed and be wary that we are now sailing through a graveyard. Looking over the side of the ship, and from your position up there, Keeper, you see that there are a number of hulks of ships, sort of shattered hulls and whatnot, floating in the water, slowly bobbing and creaking as you guys make your way along.
A concerned look will come across Keeper's face as Keeper will scan for survivors or anything. It looks dead, but Keeper's never seen this before, so as far as this might be
If
new.
you guys want, you can either roll perception or investigation as the wrecks of these other ships sort of drift slowly past you guys and bump off the front of the metal ship.
I can try. I'm shit at it, but I can try.
Investigation, okay, good. 24. 11 perception. I mean, it's dark and foggy now. Shit sucks. It's hard. You've never seen boats before. You don't know what any of this is. But you definitely do see, you are able to identify these are obviously ships. These are other ships of many different kinds of makes that are sort of out in the water. Yeah, Floop, kind of hard for you to get a look over the side of the ship, but you kind of see a broken mast sort of drift by every now and then. Level up corner, the party's level 8.
Yeah, Floop is just gonna just gonna see this as like wooden debris.
Zax sees nothing because it's inside the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, Zax is just like, yeah, every now and then as you're in like even the bottom of the deck, you hear that deep thud against the outside of the ship every maybe 20 to 30 seconds.
I go to the bow of the ship.
Yeah, looking over the front rail, like you fucking fix your eyes out there. There's easily maybe a dozen of these ships, maybe more, riddling this part of the sea.
How wide is this ship?
Your current ship that you're
Yeah,
on?
our ship.
Let me count it for you.
As Zax hears all these things, he
75, 80 feet wide.
He will be checking the hull from the inside just to make sure that there's no damage.
Yeah, roll me investigation actually while you're down there and you're checking that shit out. And oh, 22. Dope. Yeah, so you fucking expertly like just start scurrying around and making sure everything's holding. And it is. Like you hear the thuds as it's going on against the outside of the ship, but there doesn't appear to be any damage, no bending or breaking of anything here. Like none of the seals are breaking or anything like that, so there's no leakage. And it's all holding together relatively well. Vrail, you see that there's like about a dozen or so ships out there. From what you can tell, of varying make and age.
I would like to attempt a spell that I know works on land, but Vrail doesn't know if it works on the water.
Okay, I will get to the... Okay, easy trail. For duration and speed of that, creature within 40 feet of you is in reduced by difficult terrain, and...
40-foot
attempting to track
radius.
you have disadvantage on survival checks. You definitely, like, activate this aura of, like, energy that comes out of you to sort of conceal your guys' movement.
It's not just that. It's trying to
makes
make
it so that you can...
the things part, making it an easier path.
It specifies only specifically types of plants or vegetable matter.
That's fine. I used it.
You did?
That's the thing. Vrail is attempting to cast this spell that makes nature move away from it, away from me in a 40-foot radius, which she feels like would have been the width of the ship while she's at the bow. But she's never been on the ocean before. She doesn't know exactly how it would work out here.
Yo, exactly. You cast the spell, and the ships don't appear to respond as you're standing on the bow of the ship, trying to like act as a way to part the wreckage.
I growl and I spit out into the ocean.
Awesome. A fucking wad of poisonous like spit hits the surface of the water. Cyaces, looking over the ship, from what you can see, like, you don't know a huge amount about sailing. But looking at the wreckage as it's drifting by, it appears as though a lot of these ships were damaged by cannon fire. Is there anything in specific that you're looking for with an investigation? Like, is there any answers you'd be wanting to get?
I mean, I think maybe you gave me the answer I was looking for, right? Like, I think the question that was in Cyace's mind is what caused this.
Yeah. It doesn't appear to be anything necessarily unnatural, though a lot of ships, when they get sunk like this, at least the wreckage doesn't stay on the surface like this. And you can see a lot of the damage that's on the boats are, again, like, appears to be just, standard holes from cannon fire and whatnot. One of the ships is cracked in half. Some of the ships appear to be missing large portions of themselves. Like, you see the front half of one of the boats, the back half doesn't appear to be there, and vice versa for some of the other ships.
I relay that to everybody else.
Do you relay that to the captain?
I do.
You tell the captain, like, I could see a lot of the damage on the boats, and you relay what you've told him. He does not look away from his post, but you hear him say, "Shit," under his breath.
Captain, what does that mean?
There are stories of ships crewed by the damned.
Yeah.
Yes!
Sweet!
Sorry, that was out of character.
Far to the south, on the southwestern peninsula of this continent, was a kingdom of scholars and sailors. Their kingdom quite literally sunk below sea level. Most of it is now a fetid swamp, at least from what people say. The dead have begun in recent years marching north. The Empire has done what it can to hold them at bay at the ruins of a village once known as Deora. Some sailors swear they see sunken ships sailing on the water, clean as glass, in the fog.
Well, with the spell that I cast, we should at least be hard to track.
He, gives you a nod.
For the next 8
in
hours.
appreciation. Yeah. You, on your ears, start hearing a creaking on the way. And then in the distance, on the air, as the air is so very still, what do we get? Back. Oh, hey, Floop.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Time
I
for
came
Scary
back
Ghost
just-
Man.
Yeah, I came back just in time. As I put the headset on my head, I hear the ghostly laugh, and I'm like, oh shit.
Fuck. Yeah. So, way off, you hear this. The water almost immediately starts to shift and heave and turn, and the weather breaks open. Like kicking up almost very suddenly, a storm starts to happen. It starts to rain very lightly, which turns into thicker sheets and heavier sheets. And looking off the back of the ship, you can see in the darkness, chasing you,
Yes!
massive hulk of a ship. Appeared to be sort of hodgepodged together from the broken wrecks of a number of other ships, leading a small fleet of smaller, similar-looking ships that appear to be sort of just kind of cobbled together, broken wood and derelict stuff, as they are coming up from sort of your, I'm going to say your port quarter, so to the back and left, not directly behind. And we are going to find it. Where is it? We're going to stop the spooks music. There we go. And it begins. As they begin to come up after you, deception.
Hiding my excitement as I see them directly behind the ship.
Yep. Oh, God. Yeah. As they come up, one of the spotters, at least the guy who's standing next to the Gustav cannon off the back, looking at one of the shutters, goes, "Captain! We're being chased!"
I would like to spend a full round action getting to the cannon.
You fucking immediately run to that position. The captain quickly, gets on one of the horns.
All hands to stations! All hands on deck! We're being chased by the damned.
This is it, boys. We gotta get him.
There's a number of dwarves seem to sort of steel themselves sort of like hyping themselves up to get over the fear as the ship begins to give chase. Let's see. What is everybody doing on the ship to prepare?
I'm getting to the cannon.
Okay, so you run to the cannon. Everybody else.
Zach,
Can I try something?
go ahead.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know if this will work, but I want to try something. Cyaces, noticing that everybody is obviously, is reasonable, very scared.
Yeah.
Cyaces pulls out her crystal tuning fork.
You do still have that.
I do.
Yes, you do.
You want to get to a
and-
loudspeaker?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you pull that out. How do you explain this to the captain?
I guess I explain it that I want to try and calm the crew so that they can focus better on protecting ourselves.
He kind of looks a little bit confused, but nods, grabs one of the horns and turns it to you.
Okay.
Roll me performance.
Okay. Boop, boop, beep, boop. Performance. Boop. Yeah, that's alright.
Is there like a check to go against it, like resist it?
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's mostly, it's not necessarily, it's mostly to like calm fear, is what you're attempting to do.
Yes,
With a
correct.
19, you ring this the crystal tuning fork that you still have that I absolutely have lost the sound for in
That's okay.
ages past. But yeah, you like set this bad boy off, and throughout the ship, the sound of this like sort of ringing crystal tuning fork can be heard. And you can see a number of the dwarves, at least on the deck and throughout the ship, kind of like, oh, okay, like kind of like get a little more control over themselves.
Yeah, I resist it.
Yeah, you can just choose to be like, no.
No. No.
Fine.
All right, the ship is coming up on you guys. The one who is standing next to you with the Gustav, the massive cannon that's pointing off the back of the ship, calls backwards to the captain who's on the ship, like 4 degrees to port, and you see him like turn the wheel, and the ship like starts to shift in the one direction. The dwarf then looks up to you, Vrail, and points to one of the large, like you see the large sort of like blasting charges is in a casing next to you.
Absolutely.
Give me a strength check with advantage because you're in your large form.
Okay. That's a save. Sorry.
That's safe. That's fine.
Oh no. Oh, with advantage. Okay.
18.
Advantage 18. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Yeah, this thing's fucking heavy, but you get your hands around it and you get it out of its like sort of like protective casing that it has, and he like shows you how to load it into the machine and then like hands you a large pole with like a big soft sort of like nub on the front of it to push it back.
All right. So I like heft it in and take a second to very slowly like load the shot, and then take the prod and
Yeah.
slowly but firmly like, you know,
Get it in there.
get it in there.
And he like gives you a good nod and then grabs the fucking huge like bullet end that they have for it, which appears to contain a charge of its own, and has you sort of help him load it in, and then do the same thing, like push it back so it's against the charge, and then he moves back to the area next to it and gets ready, and you see as the ship begins to shift, the cannon itself is not maneuverable, but the ship is. He's looking through like one of the slats. Wait. And he just like yanks on a lever and the shutters, rack, they open up. And he goes, no! And he like turns to you and points to a lever that's next to the gun.
I immediately, without hesitation,
Yeah,
pull that
you-
fucking lever.
Fucking yank on this lever. The cannon lets off a huge blast. This shot rockets out into the rain and the weather, narrowly missing the main ship, but it does hit one of the other ships that's chasing you, and that thing gets fucking annihilated out of the water, which was like a brigantine that was out there sort of put together with random hodgepodge bits of other ships, just gets completely fucked. The larger ship, seemingly with an unnatural speed, seems to shift to its port and starts making its way up to your port side.
Left, okay.
Yeah, the left.
I remember
so
based on
shifting
the
to its
number
left.
of letters in the word.
Yeah, it starts shifting to its left and starts making its way up to the left side of your ship. As that is happening, the dwarf that's there with you quickly opens the back of the cannon and starts, like, you know, opening it up, taking out the part that's in there, and like quickly trying to get the next like cleaning out the parts of it and getting it loaded again. He's calling out, though, as he's doing this, that the ship is, you know, making it's moving with an unnatural speed, and it's making its way up to your port side. On that, what is everybody else doing? Quickly,
Keeper will like make sure that he has everything equipped on him that he wants to be equipped. He's gonna look around and try and get a handle as to what the hell to do, because this is all very new to him. But then when he sees that, like, can I see the ship pulling up to the port side?
You can. Through the rain and the fog, you can see this, like, huge fucking, like, man of war, like, sized ship, which appears to be sort of, like, cobbled together from a number of other ships, like, holes in its sails, moving with an unnatural speed, catching up to you guys.
Can I see any of the crew?
Roll me perception. Like, running over to the like side of the ship to get as close a look as you can. A 9.
I see
With,
nothing.
like, yeah, all this fucking weather and stuff like that. You see lanterns aboard their ship that are lit, but you don't see anyone on deck.
I will ready an action.
Mhm.
If something boards this ship, I'm going to run at it and punch it.
Okay, got it. Awesome. Zax, what are you doing?
You can't.
Zax will be down in the base, like the underside of the ship.
Okay.
But hearing this, he'll ask, will there have been a call out saying the ship is going to port?
That call was made to the captain on deck, but the only thing the captain has yelled out so far is that all hands on deck and that you guys are going to be in combat. To which battle stations, like, Rulina's down there with you with the rest of the engineering team. Garrick has actually made his way to the deck. So he's not below with the rest of you guys down there in the engineering area. He's like gotten his gear on and gotten up to the deck.
Zax will have flicked down his goggles and have said the command word for his breathing equipment, just in case. And he will continue maintaining the engineering bay as best he can, unless he is directed to go to the cannons on either side of the ship.
All right. Actually, you do hear a command come down from the captain telling you to get ready on some of the equipment, as he is going to be getting you to reverse one of the engines.
So he will take the steps required so that it should make it easier to just flip a switch and then reverse it.
Hell yeah! Roll me a what do you use for this stuff? Arcane?
Arcane could be Arcana.
Yeah, do you use Arcana for your engineering stuff?
Usually like just dexterity or Arcana. It really depends on what I'm doing.
I'm gonna say roll me an Arcana check, and this is just like a general, like, you down there with the machinery, keeping everything running and diverting power where it's needed.
All right.
And yeah, level up corner. We had the players give a bunch of input on how to make this ship, and like what size they wanted and where they wanted stuff. So 13 Arcana, yeah, that's fine. You're definitely like, despite the fact that things are getting exciting, you've been in battle before. Never been in battle like this before, but like, yeah, you got this.
Engineering under pressure, that's what I'm
Yeah.
good at.
Yeah, engineering under pressure. You're no stranger to this, despite the fact that this is definitely you've never done this specifically before. This is pretty. It's all transferable. It's fine.
It's fine. Just faster.
It's fine. So, yeah. You make ready. Floop, what are you doing?
First of all, Floop will angrily glare at Steelcap and say, "God damn it! You had to jinx it with a joke." And she runs up to where the captain is because it's where he can announce to the whole ship.
Yeah. Actually, Steelcap comes with you when you run up to the deck area. He comes running up into the rain with you. Still got his pipe gripped in his teeth. But as he comes up, he pulls from his belt what appears to be like a rod of some kind. And as he grits his pipe in his teeth, you see like a pink sort of like sparks start sort of jetting out the end of it as he makes ready for something. So where are you headed, Floop?
Floop is gonna head next to the captain,
Okay.
and once she's there, she's gonna open her copy of the schematic of the boat,
Mm-hmm.
her map of the boat, and she's gonna take a big breath. Here goes nothing.
Locate creature. Feeling familiar to you, sense the direction of the creature within 1,000 feet of you. Oh, goodness. Okay, who are you trying to locate?
Oh, I have to describe a creature, so I will try to locate undeads. So as soon as I feel an undead on the boat, I can point it on the map, so he can warn his crew.
You have to specify a specific creature.
Oh, you can specify a kind of creature.
Yeah,
The spell can
undead.
locate
Oh,
a
okay.
specific creature known to you, or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as human or a
okay,
unicorn.
gotcha.
So long as you have seen such a creature up close, which you definitely have because you grew up in Automat, within 30 feet of you at least once. So yeah, you know that. So you're gonna basically specify undead, and you're going to have a map of the ship so that you can point out specifically where there are borders, if there are borders.
Yes.
Really smart.
That's fucking clever. Sciaces, after using the tuning fork, what are you getting up to?
Oh.
I guess I didn't think about how exactly does it work? Like it's just ringing now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you used it the once it rang out, and then it was pretty good. The ringing sound of it definitely deafened out by the catastrophic blast of the Gustav cannon up the back of the ship.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about my high perception.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, congratulations, you have a permanent -5 to perception going forward.
No.
No, I'm not gonna do fucking dynamic wounding. That's the fucking worst.
Okay. I think I'm going to I want to make my way out to somewhere on the boat where I might be able to cast some spells
Okay.
at the ships behind us.
The back of the ships is specifically enclosed because of the cannon, but with where the rest of the ships are and how they're moving up on you, definitely if you're just on deck with Garrick and with Keeper and Steelcap, you should be fine to see
Sure.
where they are.
Okay, I'm assuming that might take me a little bit of time to get up there. Oh
Yeah.
no, wait. I was with
Thank you,
the
level corner.
captain.
Have a good
Yeah.
time at your game. Yeah, you were with the captain. You're in the captain's quarters,
Oh, in the captain's quarters, yeah.
or
Okay,
the
sure.
well, in the where the helm is.
Yeah.
The boat
Okay,
wheel.
The
so
boat wheel.
I guess yeah, you know, the boat wheel. Yeah, okay, so I guess if it takes me a turn, I go and I position myself somewhere where I can be helpful. In
All right,
that way.
yeah. Yes, you head out into the rain onto the deck with the rest of the rest of the team sort of there. At that point, Floop, you hear the captain as he's looking at the instruments and looking around outside and looking at the sort of the back towards the approaching ships. He goes, "We'll never be able to lose them. They move with an unnatural speed, and we won't be able to kick up and move at our top speed either. We can't see where we're going. There's a very good chance we'll run into rocks or something. We'll have to turn." And he, on the microphone, goes down to announce to the rest of the ship,
We're turning to port to face them. We won't be able to lose them out here. Prepare for combat.
and in that, he then switches to a different horn, yelling down into engineering, "Now!" And with that, he yanks one of the large levers. Zach, you see like a number of the gears and machinery starts like clicking and moving, and some of like the pistons shifting around. One of the engines shifts and starts going in reverse, and you feel the ship lurch suddenly to its left as it turns to face the incoming ships.
Zax will kind of brace himself and grab onto like a nearby strut or something to steady himself, making sure and keeping an eye on everything, making sure that no gears or anything are gonna pop loose or something.
Yeah, with the 13 Arcana that you had, like you managed to divert the power where it was needed to sort of like reverse the polarity on the one engine so that the command went through without straining any of the machinery. That the maneuver was pulled off without damaging the ship. And yeah, so as you guys turn, all of you who are up on the deck see not only this large ship pulling up to you, but like two other ships now flanking it that are semi-smaller. Like one of them's a brigantine, one of them's a sloop, pulling up with it. As you guys suddenly turn, you see the largest ship, the Man of War, also start turning hard to its port to present guns. Before it can do that, you hear the command shouted out from the captain's quarter to fire, and your ship lets off a salvo of rounds in their direction. Some of the shots successfully, like most of the shots actually successfully hitting, some of them careening out, and a lot of the dwarves on board the ship begin to reload the guns and sort of like swapping out everything, making sure that the powder remains dry and that the guns continue to load. The enemy ship manages to turn itself just enough to present some of its guns in your direction, returning fire. Everybody who is on deck, I need you to make me a dexterity save.
Nice.
Where are you? Oh.
21.
21. There you go. 15. Good.
4.
4.
Rip.
Yep. Then just calculating this out. Okay. So, one of the rounds comes in. And we can go a little bit louder than that. As it's coming in, and slams into the side of the ship. The ship gets peppered with gunfire. Some of them slamming into the deck, and one of them crashing into the side and actually blowing a hole in the side of the ship near around where the Gustav cannon was. You don't manage to get out of the explosion radius in time. That is 32 damage that you take.
Nice.
Nice.
32. Bust out a calculator, because I'm lazy.
The larger ship seems to maintain distance after it fired that salvo, and from where you are standing, Vrail, especially like, sort of getting back to your feet, looking out through the hole, you can see aboard the other ship that there is a number of skeletons and what appear to be men running around on the deck of the large ship that's there. The two smaller ships start pulling up closer, while the larger ship sort of maintains its sort of medium distance or range from you guys. The two smaller ships pull up, and you see a number of ropes and grapples immediately start getting thrown up to the side of the ship. From the command post, you hear the captain,
We're taking borders. Prepare for combat.
All right.
We're gonna bring you guys to the deck.
So, do we
Gonna
get
just
a round, like an action or so, like similar to a surprise round, for preparation?
yes. Put your guys on the deck where you would want to be. Oh yeah, as an added note, when that shot hit the side of the ship, it did manage to knock the Gustav cannon out of position. It is considered no longer safe to fire. The gun itself doesn't appear to be damaged, but its mooring to the ship does appear to be. So it's
How
not
do I
like
do this
fixed
again?
properly. If you
Oh, on the
drag,
Oh, right.
drag your. If you, I can do it for you if you want. There you are. So yeah, you can put yourself where you want on the
How do I
deck.
put myself in? I always forget.
I feel like
Oh,
I
here,
would
yeah,
be
I'll
like
get you.
near the Gustav, but like
Yeah, I'm.
after having fired it, gotten maybe a couple steps away from it.
I am
can't see the place
actually-
myself.
with.
You drag and drop
yeah.
on your
Yes, you're
character
up there.
by the name.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Here, let me get that for you. Where are you? Keeper.
From the journal.
There you are. Bam.
Oh, from the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was doing it from my little thing down there.
Oh, no.
Oops. There you are. All right, so put yourselves in position.
Right about central.
All right. Where is my boy Garrett? There he is. All right.
So it was 32 damage?
It was 32. That is correct.
All right, great. As for my preparations, I use 32 points of lay on hands.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, just brush
you
off
can
my wounds.
immediately like bolster yourself and build that like those wounds back to yourself like immediately. Sort of like shaking off that damage.
You know, brush off a cannonball wound. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was only half
But yeah,
my
so
health, it's
you're in that position there. Garrick and Darbin are out on the deck with you guys, and the borders appear to be coming from this side.
fine. All right.
Actually, I'm gonna pull the camera out just a touch more so that we can see more
yeah.
of what's going on the deck here. Perfect. All right. And so I want everybody to select your token and then roll for initiative.
Should I also do that?
Initiative.
Yes. Because if you want to come up onto the deck to join the combat and stuff that's going on, then it is going to be on a specific spot of your turn.
All right, then I'm going to drag my token onto the field, but in a spot that's off to the side.
Okay. Go. Let's see if I can do this. How do we do that? Initiative. Bap. There he is. Dope. Sail ship sink like a glass-bottomed bottom bot where the glass was replaced by a screen in the summertime.
Since I'm definitely last, I'm gonna go pee. BRB.
Dope.
No, you're at the same initiative as me.
All right, and we're gonna go descending. Dope. All right. Oh, that's not the list I'm looking for. I'm looking for this list. There we go. All right. And then climbing up out of the water, you see making their way up here are a number. Whoa.
Remember, I will detect every undead that gets on board.
Yes. As
and-
they start making their way up to the ship, you see a number, and you sense a number of these guys making their way up to the ship.
When the first one boards, doesn't my action proc?
It
held
does.
action?
Yes, I'm just getting them on board.
Okay.
I'm just getting them up on the playing field here.
Okay, just make sure like it'll go off on the first one, so whichever
Yep.
one popped on first, that's the one I'm going after.
Okay. I'm going to say it was probably this guy here was the first one to sort of like slap a hand and come up. Appears to be a human man, but looks like sort of like a bloated corpse kind of look to him as he sort of slaps his hands up onto the deck and makes his way up. You sense these ones on board, Floop. There are a number that you sense immediately next to the ship, and you haven't seen any more of. You don't sense any more of them coming into the ship from anywhere else. They all appear to be on the port side.
Well, I will probably just stay alert and call them out for now.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm pointing like directly on the map.
Yeah.
They are there and there.
As you point out that information, the captain very quickly sort of relays that information to the other crew members and whatnot through the series of communicators that he has on his deck. That is your go. Then Keeper, what you doing? Get in there.
Can I rush over there and summon my astral arms?
Yep. Yeah, move your character. Activate your business in the chat.
Boo, boo, boo.
Time for him to turn on his angry arms.
Did it? There we go.
The big bitch slaps.
Arms of the astral self, and when those activate, you get 10-foot reach, and you immediately slap anybody within 10 feet of you, don't you?
Yep. Well, everybody within 10 feet of me has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or they take force damage equal to 2 rolls of my martial arts die.
Specifically unfriendlies, right?
Of my each creature of my choice. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it'll
Yeah,
be only
those-
the.
So
These
it's
three
up to
guys
him
here.
whether or not the crew
Yeah.
member.
So
Yeah.
they got a dexterity save. What's the DC on that?
16.
First 2 guys, one makes it, the other one doesn't. That's the dude in the middle doesn't make it, and the last dude also doesn't make it. So this guy made it, the other 2 do not. How much damage did they take?
I think it's 2 rolls equal to my martial arts die, which is I think 2d6.
Go for it. Guys immediately jump up onto the deck. You just fucking run over there and just start just getting right into them.
This is where I really wanted that crusher feat.
Yep, I know. All right, 8 damage. Your blow's definitely making a impact because, especially considering that you're using your astral arms, they count as magical weapons. You know that these guys are bolstered by some kind of like negative magic. Something that you've actually seen somewhat, like not directly, but you are familiar with the kind of magic that you're striking from having been in the Kingdom of Automat.
Wonderful.
It's like these are greater undead. But you notice though, as you stare at each of them in close range, there is no light in any of their eyes. All of the dead that are climbing on your ship right now are what your culture knows as lightless dead.
Gotcha.
I.e., they have no control themselves.
So it's similar to what happens to like criminals and naysayers and people who go against the king.
Yeah,
back home, right?
it's effectively like these people have no control over their faculties. They are entirely enslaved by the process of undeath. Say what's up. Oh, hey, Dirk. Watch, how's it going? Good to see you here. But yeah, so you got those punches in. All right, top of the round is Floop. Floop, what you up to?
I keep watch, and I'm just
Yeah, your
trying
concentration is still active with that, but I believe that you're able to maintain it just through concentration. It doesn't cost you any of your actions per turn.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to look at something.
And Zax, you're on deck, and then Siaces, you'll be after Garrett. So everybody can think of the stuff they want to get up to as soon as they can.
I think I will just delay my turn and wait for someone to be either injured or if we're getting boarded from everywhere, because everything that I have is basically concentration.
Copy that. All right, so you're gonna hold your action for now?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have like a specific action you'd like to hold, like casting a spell or doing something and a trigger for it?
If someone gets injured, like heavily injured, and needs like medical attention, I will proc behind so I
Okay.
can heal them.
Okay, awesome. Zax, below deck, you can hear there's a lot of like commotion going on elsewhere. You hear a lot of yelling and whatnot from the top deck area, even amongst the machinery that you're down there. Roll me another arcane save if you maintain your position, your post, assisting with the machinery.
All right, Arcana.
Ooh.
23. Oh, fuck yeah. You just immediately, now that shit's hitting the fan, you're like, fuck yeah. You're like right in your element. Keeping the machines cool, like making sure to divert the excess heat wherever you need to, and making sure everything's running like well within its parameters for stress. Like, you're doing a great job. The ship's not going to suffer any damage from the machinery being pushed too hard in any direction.
Zax will also keep an ear out in case it sounds like it's getting overwhelming, just in case he needs to suddenly like bolt up and get outside.
All right, excellent. And yeah, like this extra power is actually going to be, because it's over 20 that you got on that, I'm going to say that it's going to offer the boat that you're on like an additional action, so that if you guys want to try to, perform some kind of maneuver or something like that, then the captain has the ability to do that. Garrick's turn, I'm going to say, is also the captain's turn. Garrick, from his position, is going to move like the 5, 10, the 15, and as per usual, starts spooling up and firing his steam-assisted crank gun into a bunch of the, specifically this guy who's on the deck there. He's going to take a good couple of shots from that. That's going to be his turn. The captain of the ship, seeing that there's like considerable access power available, you see him grab one of the levers and yank it forward. The ship actually lurches forward very suddenly, and you hear like the shattering of one of the smaller ships that was next to you, that had sort of like saddled up next to you guys, and a lot of its boarders were climbing up. Some of the boarders fall into the sea, the ones that were still attached to the ropes, and the ones that were still on board the ship down below may or may not have been just crushed by part of your ship. As per tradition, yeah, it's like the ship sort of like lurches forward and banks to port a little bit further, to sort of kind of make its way around the man of war that's still out in position out in the water. Because you guys are being boarded from this side, like these guns can't fire on this level, but some of the guns that are on the mid-level of the ship return fire. Some of the shots like just careening out into the rain and the mist, you hear one or two of them make contact with the man of war. Cyaces, it is your turn.
Sure is. Okay. Cyaces. Hang on a second here. Let me just get the right. There we go. Cyaces steps to about 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. She raises one hand in the air and summons down friggin' spells. Get over here.
Oh, is it the moonbeam?
Oh, it's a moonbeam, baby.
It's a beam.
The beam! It's the moon!
The moon, you idiot!
Are you like that, Obama? Yeah, you know what, why the hell not? We're gonna cast it at the 3rd level.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah!
DC 15 Constitution save, 11 radiant damage, moonbeam!
And I wanna,
yes.
I wanna be able to hit basically as many of these guys over here as possible.
I want to show that spell description. Does it normally do 2d8, or is it a d8 per level that goes up?
Oh, it's 2d10 plus.
Oh, it's 2d10
plus 1d10
plus an extra d10. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and that was the extra
For
1
each
damage
spell
that it gave you,
slot.
so
Oh,
it's 12
no.
damage altogether. That's fine though, because it's going to do 3d10 damage for every round that you continue concentrating and keeping it on the field.
Yep.
Where do you drop that?
Okay, so it's a 5-foot radius.
So a square about the size of me.
Yeah.
E.
So you pick a point like in the middle of some squares, and you're like that one, and it's the 4 squares out from that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am gonna choose like right up in here.
All right.
Hit-
I mean, you know what I'm gonna
those
do?
computers right there.
And it's called Moonbeam, right?
Yep. Is radiant damage, baby.
I'm so upset that
Why?
I just like hit a button to be like, yo, internet, show me Moonbeam. Like any assets online, just like off the top of your head, Moonbeam, and everybody online was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I've never been so disappointed in fucking people online in my life. There we go. Here we go. Moonbeam. There we go. There it is. There's a little moon icon for you on there.
Nice.
So that does 12 ass damage to the two gentlemen underneath it. I'm just gonna quickly move that aside so that they can take the damage. You raise like how do you call down the moonbeam? What does that look like for you? For Cyaces?
Cyaces, so she like raises a hand into the air with like her fingers outstretched. Her eyes start to glow as she like looks up basically for the moon. So her face is like turned skyward. And she like
yes.
sings out at like a singular high note. Very operatic. And then the beam crashes down.
Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. So you reach up and you let out this one like mournful tone, and the moon responds with a huge fucking beam of moonlight, pierces the clouds, and just slams in to the two guys on the deck there. They immediately start sizzling, taking that 12 damage. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Oh, I just noticed it's radiant damage.
It's
Ow.
radiant damage.
It's radiant damage, so it might do whatever.
For fighting the undead.
Yep.
I think and then Cyaces is going to turn to look over at Vrail and say, show them what we're made of. And got Bardic Inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration for real.
What's there's like 30 different types of inspiration. What does that one do exactly?
This one gives you I believe it's going to be a D8 to whatever roll you want.
At level 8, it might be a D10. Double check that.
Oh, yes, okay, let me double check.
Ooh.
Yes, Cyaces sings a mournful tone. Moom, who be messing with my precious bean?
That's perfect. It's a D10 at 10th level, so we're not
okay.
there. We're not quite there yet. It is a D8 that you get to
To any roll?
towards whatever you want.
Sick.
Any roll. You can add that.
All right.
Dope. All right. At this
Keeper's
point,
turn.
actually, I'm going to say that Darbin goes in the same time as the rest of the dwarves, so I'm just going to put him in now because I forgot. He's going to fucking run up to this point. You see these, like, the pink and purple sparks, like, showering like a road flare out of his pipe. He runs up next to Garrick, and they almost, like, have, like, a back-to-back thing where he's just like, ah, and, like, points his blasting rod at one of these creatures climbing aboard the ship and lets off, like, a beam of fire. As it like sort of cuts into the guy here, causing a bit of damage. And whoops, I moved that on accident. And that is Keeper, your turn.
All right.
And Frail, you are on deck.
Yep.
Okay. The ship is still moving, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. How fast is the ship moving?
Not very.
Fast enough to crush another ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
I also
like, the other
I've-
ship that was in front of it, the sudden lurch forward of speed that you guys got was enough to damage that ship, and you can't see it right now because it's so close to your
Okay.
boat. It's much smaller than you.
I'm going to move here.
Mhm.
Now, can I reach out my arm? My one of my regular physical arms.
Okay.
I'm going to pass myself from one of my smaller arms to one of my bigger arms. A particular item.
Oh, and what's this?
I would like to stick my hand out in front of this guy. So it's basically in between these two guys.
Okay.
And then I'm going to quickly click my immovable rod.
Nah.
Which should shove all three of these guys. it should hold me in place, shove this guy, this guy, and this guy off the boat, and will bring me, should also position me here to kick this guy off, and then click the immovable rod again to land on the deck.
Frickin' monks, man.
My God. All right, so you started at this position, am I correct?
Yep.
Or were you here or were you here?
I was there.
There.
You were
For a
there.
second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll allow it. But what's going to happen though, because you haven't attacked anybody yet this turn, moving up to that position should incur 2 attacks of opportunity from these guys.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit you?
No.
Does a 25 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
21 and a 25. So one of them manages to hit you with 10 bludgeoning damage as you moving away from them. They reach out with just straight up their fist, clubbing you in the back shoulder as you're making your way away from them.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you get up to that position, and then I want you to... I'm going to
just
say,
thinking-
like, a reflex save? Is this like a dexterity save for you to, like, keep your hand on this shit? And then these guys are going to have to make a dexterity save not to get fucking clotheslined by fucking Rod. God. Oh. Okay. Oh,
So-
Jesus. And the ship is... Oh, no, because the waves as well. We have to take that into account. All right, dope.
Don't worry, I'm having an existential crisis too.
You run up
You did say that
here.
the sea. You did say that the sea was particularly calm.
Oh,
Yep.
I did also mention that it that a storm picked up the second these guys
Yeah.
came out.
Oh, yeah. You're
Uh,
right. That is true.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll a d20. You tell me high or low.
Well.
High or low, my man.
Now, hold on. Do I want to roll high? Do I want them to roll high, or do I want them to roll low?
You tell me high or low. And I will pull this trigger, I swear to Christ.
All right, let's go low.
All right. Whoa! Okay. All right. So, roll me a dex save. And I will describe some shit. So, you run to this position, whipping out this fucking immovable rod, click it on. The ship fucking heaves down away from you instead of up. So your rod definitely does go backwards in the direction you want it to go, clotheslining this dude, but the both of you fucking rocket 20 feet up into the air as you move back in this direction. The dude who got clotheslined by this thing gets thrown off into the ocean and disappears.
Noise.
You get up to this place again, or back to this position, but you're 20 feet up in the fucking air right now. Do you turn the rod off?
Yep.
Yeah, you click the rod again, and you fall back and manages to land back on the deck. 27 dexterity save. I'm going to say you're fine. You don't take any damage because you have like your Thrycreen shit.
monk shit.
And you managed to get back to this position. You've knocked one of them clean off into the ocean with your clever bullshit, which I'm so proud of you, dude. God damn it.
Do not underestimate the ability of Warden doing fucking bullshit.
Stupid clever
fucking
bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's smart though. No, so I was like, I'm going to allow
Yep.
it.
I love it.
And there was a lot of opportunities for that to go awful, but yeah, you definitely managed to like clothesline this one dude with an immovable rod, and as like you catch him under the chin, and as he's like wah, and like comes off of the rod a little bit, falls over the side of the ship, and you hear him just like thud into the ocean. And then you deactivate and land there, because if you'd kept going, the ship would have just left you hanging in the air somewhere as it continued to sail on.
No, I like when I drop, I click the rod again.
All right. I'm going to say you still have a free action, because I'm going to say that was your standard action to turn that on and off again.
Okay. I still have like a free action or a bonus action?
Or bonus, yeah, bonus action.
Okay. I think I can make an attack as a bonus action.
You can. You're a monk. But it's got to be like flurry of blows or something.
No, flurry of blows is after I make an attack action on
Right.
my turn, so I have to use my main action to make an attack in order to use flurry of blows.
That wasn't.
But I
an
think I've
attack,
got the
those-
martial arts class feature that shouldn't allow me to make a. No, oh no! It also specifies when I make it and use the attack action.
Ah, well.
So I can't use an attack with. I can't attack as a bonus action unless I also use my main action to also attack.
Well, I mean, you could
Oh.
bonus action and get the fuck out of there.
Now these guys already used their reactions, right?
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
So I can still move. Without taking an attack of opportunity. Oh, how much damage did that guy do to me?
And
Oh, those dudes?
Yeah, the attack of opportunity I
damage.
got hit with. 10 damage?
10 bludgeoning. That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, just checking.
It's like,
Because all the stuff that I was gonna do all requires additional. Alright. So I'm just gonna move.
All right, where are you moving?
I'll move. Actually, yeah, I got some dwarves at my back.
Yeah, there is one of the sailors is behind you there, and then Garrick and Steel Cap are above him.
Okay. The dwarves look pretty well armored. They're pretty sturdy.
Yeah, this dude here is like fully armed and armored. He's got like a warhammer in his hands,
Okay.
like a maul.
Okay, so they should be okay if I position back here a little bit.
Oh yeah, if you want to do like a fucking
Like I don't want
backflip into
to I don't want to
position.
ditch them if they're vulnerable. I'll stay and protect. But if they're armored and ready to fight and they're good to go, then I can back off and let the armored guys do their thing, so I'm not in the way.
Hell yeah! All right, and that's your
Do a
turn.
little, yeah, but I'm gonna do a little jumpy backflip to land from there to here. Just
Do
for
you want to
flavor.
do like an acrobatics to see how cool it is?
I'm really worried because I'm gonna roll some
Try
bullshit.
some acrobatics because it's on a moving boat in a storm. 23, dope.
There.
Yeah, you top
At a wet
cannonball
bar.
in the stack of cannonballs that's there, and like do a fucking spinny flip in the air and like land on the wet deck. Fine, somehow, like defying physics. All right, Vrail, you are up.
Vrail is up. So, Vrail, while like unsheathing her weapon, casts a spell. Shield of Faith.
Shazah.
Like her scales all get a crackly yellow-white glow to them for a moment while, like, just marching with a fucking snake tail. To here? Yeah, I can't really get in between anybody. So...
Hmm. Did you want to move that one dwarf out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want it to take some of my action, so no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would let you use your bonus action to basically
No,
like
that was my
make
bonus
a
action.
check to shove him.
Shield of Faith
but
was
yeah,
my
your
bonus
bonus action
action.
is already Shield of Faith, so yeah, you can move
Yeah.
up to there.
And then I go to attack this fellow. Where is my new fancy weapon? There it is. But before I swing the weapon down, I also put a level 1 smite into it. Yeah.
Oh damn!
Level 1
I think
smite.
you can decide that after whether or not you hit.
I don't
Yeah, you
know.
roll, and before I tell you if you hit, you can use your Oath of Conquest to like blow one of your divine things to give you a +10 to hit.
No, that's
And
not what
then-
I'm looking for. This
No,
is
no?
Smite.
No, smite.
is-
Yeah, you can decide that after you've whether or not you've succeeded.
When
in
you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend 1 spell slot.
Yeah.
No, it does not specify before or after. That's different.
That's when
it says when you hit.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I hit. So
don't have to call it before you swing.
I'm calling her. Did I hit him?
20 hits.
All right. So, then how do I roll the fucking damage? Just
Medium. Yeah,
Uh,
Bane and
is
Gleaming.
that plus the smite, which is 2d8. I'll just slash roll 2d8 and 6 radiant damage.
19 damage altogether.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, 19.
19 damage altogether on this guy?
Yep.
Six being radiant, if that makes any difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it does. I'm factoring that in. Don't you worry.
Excellent.
So yeah, you fucking like raise this dope as shit sword and just fucking bring it down on this one guy. This wash of golden energy rocking through his body. You see him like sort of lose his footing a little bit and stumble, shake his head, and then continue coming at you.
All right. Second hit. Because I got 2
Hit him again!
attacks. Same thing. I'm gonna put another divine smite in.
Get it.
Fucking roll it. God damn it. No. Where is it? Bam. No, that is not it. There it is. There we go. Aw. Wait.
7 does not hit.
Aw.
Oh, but wait. Sorry,
No.
you said wait before I finished saying it, so that's... Do you want to...
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do it.
I'm gonna add plus 10 to it.
All right,
Which is-
add
which is
a
this.
plus 10. Channel Divinity. Yeah, you expend one of your Channel Divinity uses to add 10 to your roll, turning that into a 17, which does hit.
Awesome. Rolling damage.
Roll that damage.
And slash
10
roll
damage.
2d8 and 9.
Bam. Plus a 9, so 19 again. You fucking like rock into this guy a second time. Another 19 damage. As he again like that wash of fucking like commanding golden energy rocks through his body. And you see him like again like stumble and sort of like shake his head to kind of like get some sense back before he starts coming at you again.
I just laugh, and that's my turn.
Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to call game. I know. I'm sorry.
One round
Oh,
of combat.
Getting-
right in the middle of combat, yeah, because it is already 10:37, and this is going to go on for a while. We've got phases,
Yeah,
ladies and
probably.
gentlemen. So with
Fair.
that,
Not sick.
I'm going to move us to this lovely
Oh, beautiful.
bit here.
Boy, howdy,
Um,
I hope you wrote down our turn order.
Yeah, I'm doing it. It's still on my screen.
Okay, it's not on ours.
Yeah, it blanks for everybody else, but on mine, we've got it. Plus, this stream is also going up, so
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's super useful.
there's people watching us, as it turns out.
Wow.
Wow.
So Zach was at 15. Garrick and the dwarves were at 12. Good. Sciaces was at 11. And let's see. Keeper was at 7. And then was also at 7. Dope. And that was our list for now. All right. So thank you, everybody, so much for coming out to our live stream here, playing some more D&D 5th edition on the seas out here, fighting some ships crewed by the damned. And we will be back at this game again in a little while. We play D&D every Thursday, but we alternate between the A team, and the other group of players that are playing in the same universe, the B team. I, of course, have been your kind and benevolent DM this evening, Connell Macbeth. We are joined by our lovely players here. Going down the list, we got Cassie as Sciaces Blueleaf, our Banshee Bard.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Be good to each other and to yourselves.
We got Spooty Poots playing Vrail, our UNT Abomination Paladin.
Hell yeah. I got to fire the cannon.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got Floop, our Grung Druid, being played by Casey, the Killing Chick.
I did a big brain move.
Heck yeah.
Big brain move.
Yeah,
And
you did,
I have another one in case it hits the fan.
Hell yeah. And of course, we've got Daniel, aka Warden, playing Keeper, our Thrycreen monk.
You know what they say? Everybody was kung fu fighting.
God damn it.
Those are words to live by.
Words and deeds. And of course, last but certainly not least, we've got James, aka Shaskar, playing Zax Triar, our Goblin Artificer.
Swear to God, if I see that mark on our ship and they're still around, they better not be.
They had better not
They
be.
better not be.
All right.
Hey.
There will be hell to pay. So anyways, thank you everybody so much for coming out. Thank you for all your views and donations, bits and subscriptions. For all the new people to our channel here, if you want to check out our Discord, there's a button for that down below the stream, and we will see you again tomorrow for our live stream of Elden Ring. We'll see you then.
I
And
love
may
you. Good
fire guide your path.
night. I love you. Good night.
Night, people.
Love you all. Bye.